relationship at that point, as far as them leading separate lives.
Right.
That I'm not justifying what Priscilla did. It's just a natural thing that happened, that she fell into somebody's. I mean, if you're in a relationship and somebody's not giving you what you want emotionally and physically, you're going to seek it elsewhere.
Well, my perspective of that whole, I agree. Yeah, my perspective of it all is she was in a situation that it's not like. Okay, let me change that. I get tired of hearing people blaming Priscilla for the failure of that marriage because she went off with Mike Stone, and those people are just freaking idiots because you can't. You can't. There was fault at both sides. It takes two to tango.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes two to air. And when you marry the most known person in the world, and who is sought after by every woman, you think he's going to be a monk while you're married? It's not going to happen. I know it's a hard situation, and I know there was things, but you know what? I don't care because it's none of my business. I really don't care about the relationship, at that end. And I'm not sitting here pointing fingers that she's the one that cheated on him. She did that. You know what? You're ignorant if you say that and you ignore everything else on the side of Elvis.
It's a matter of not, it's taking just one point of view on it.
Exactly.
You're not looking at the whole situation as a whole. You're not looking at the life Elvis was living outside of his marriage.
Right.
You're not, I love Elvis to death, but he was no angel.
Right.
And she was feeling the repercussions of that.
Right.
She had one idea of how she wanted the marriage to be. And, he got married.
Hi, guys. So, obviously, it's taken a while for you guys to jump on top. What it is, I was going to do something else, but then I had a comment sent to me from these gentlemen. I don't know who they are. Whoever they are, I'll give you, I hope you understand. My job is I'm trying to sort of defend Elvis Presley, defend the bloodline. So, I do look at other people's discussions on how they talk about Priscilla, how they talk about Elvis, what is blamed on Elvis, what is blamed on Priscilla, and all the rest of it. So these gentlemen, I think they're called Elvis Story in capital letters, Elvis Story with just one S, did send me, we did like a reaction video. It was a bit of an accident, this reaction video, because what it is, it just came up and I had never watched it. So what I did was I just went with it. You guys have commented on it quite a lot, which I will read in a minute. But then only literally half an hour ago, I got a comment that did seem like they were, what's the word? How can I say? They weren't happy with our reaction to their video. So I won't read the comment yet. I'll give more people a chance to join us. But then what we're going to do, we're going to go through their comment and we're going to read other people's comment. I thought, let's watch it a bit longer and just get a feel for their channel.
I guess in his mind, he said, fine, I'll marry her.
Yeah.
We'll have that. And you know what? But I'm still going to do what I do.
Yeah.
And somewhere in his mind, he had that mindset, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but that played into it big time, and that's what led to her really, because she's a human being. No matter what you want to say about her, the reality of it is they were kind of living separate lives for the longest time.
Oh yeah.
Not that they didn't.
Right. I'm gonna comment as we go. Yeah. So, of course, Priscilla is a human being. Of course. Yeah. Just like Elvis is as well. And they've just mentioned the separate lives thing. So I'm gonna do the timetable that they're talking about. I'm gonna say from 1968, Priscilla was unfaithful. A few months after Lisa Marie was born, 10 months after the wedding. Yeah, Elvis has found out. Yeah, Elvis finds out that Priscilla is unfaithful. Priscilla has admitted this in her book. it's truth. We know Priscilla 100%, a few months after Lisa Marie was born, 10 months after the wedding, was unfaithful. There's no maybe. There's no maybe, yeah? Now, to try and be fair, we also know when Priscilla first moved over to Gracelands between 1962 and until they got engaged in 1966, Elvis acted like a single man. Elvis acted like a single man. Priscilla was not his, how can I say it? They were not engaged. Marriage was just a maybe, yeah? There's a possibility that Elvis had given Priscilla the impression they may one day marry. There's also a possibility that Elvis had given Priscilla's parents the possibility that they could be married one day. Now, the book Child Bride gives a bit of an alternate reality on how and why Priscilla moved from Germany to Graceland. Yeah, she wasn't innocent and that it was all pre-planned. It was all about fame, money and fortune and moving to Graceland and being part of that world. That's what Child Bride says. I'm not going to say it's true or not. So I'm just going to comment now on these gentlemen saying that they were leading separate lives. I think when Elvis first caught, found out that Priscilla had been unfaithful with Steve Peck, and obviously Lisa Marie is just a baby, yeah. I would say, I know this is too much information, but I would say that even Priscilla had not fully gone back to normal after her birth, yeah. So it was devastating for Elvis, absolutely devastating. Then a few months after Priscilla had Lisa Marie, that she had an affair with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, and it's also possible that the affair was going on through the pregnancy, because okay, she was unfaithful a few months after Lisa Marie was born, which to me is disgusting, just horrific. Just the whole thing is like, oh my God, bearing in mind 10 months after this very public wedding, yeah. So I actually think Elvis carried on with a fake marriage for a couple of years, and I think that couple of years, you know, when they were going to see Tom Jones, Muhammad Ali, and they went to Hawaii and they had some like a pretend honeymoon and all that, I think Elvis tried to give over an image to the public that everything was fine. And I'll tell you why: because he didn't want to have the public humiliation of a divorce. He wanted to keep the family together, because obviously Lisa was born. Lisa was the most important thing in Elvis's life. So Elvis didn't want this 10-month-old marriage to suddenly publicly, that it's ruined, that it's all over, that it's broken, that it's all over because Priscilla had been unfaithful just after the baby was born. But I will play into that Elvis did between 1962 and 1966 act like a single man. So obviously how that affected Priscilla, we can't ignore it. Yeah. Now there are rumors that Priscilla had also been unfaithful between 1960. Right. Shh, okay. That Priscilla, I see you later, mate. Love you. That Priscilla had also rumors of being unfaithful as well between 1962 and 1966. And another thing, obviously, we know about Anne Margaret, we know about Anita Wood, we know about people like Juliet Prowse on the movie GI Blues, and we know that Elvis got very friendly with the co-stars. Okay, so we have to put all that in the mix. So they're having a fake wedding. A fake marriage. Elvis doesn't want a public divorce. He just doesn't want it. Maybe Elvis thinks he can make things right, and Elvis probably after 1968, it's pretty obvious he was seeing different people. Susan Henning is one of them. I think she was in Love a Little, Live a Little, that film. She was also in part of the 68 comeback special. So we know Elvis, after he caught Priscilla being unfaithful, just after the baby was born, Lisa Marie, we know that Elvis was seeing other women. I don't think Elvis had sex with all of these women, because Elvis, I think, was quite bored of some, how can I say it? It wasn't all about sex with Elvis. It was companionship, friendship, as well as sex with some of them. Same goes for between 62 and 66, when Elvis was too young to settle down, too young to get engaged or married or have a child. Elvis just wanted to live life. Yeah, he wasn't ready to settle. I also understand not all of the women that Elvis was seeing between 62 and 1966, when they got engaged in December, Elvis wasn't sleeping with all of these women. Yeah, let me just shut that door a minute, guys. Okay, so the thing I'm trying to say, guys, is there's a general feeling that Elvis was up to no good, but I'm also trying to say that no, because a lot of these women that he became very close with, there was no sex. There was close friendships. Elvis loved being with women. He never liked to be alone. So it wasn't all about sex, but I agree. Come on, let's be honest. Some of these women Elvis fancied and wanted to sleep with them as well. So let's carry on with this video. So I'm just trying to paint a picture. These guys, Elvis Story, which I'm sure is a really good YouTube channel, giving us their viewpoint of how Priscilla and Elvis lived. Now, I think if, just like myself, if we post videos, yeah, talking about Priscilla and Elvis, we're up for scrutiny, just like my channel gets scrutinized all the time. So I expect people to scrutinize my views. So we're going to scrutinize these guys' views as well. Now, they have commented on one of my videos, and I'm going to read that in a minute, okay?
It's just this matter of leading separate lives. And
right.
It could have been anybody that she got close to, that she fell into their arms. Now, this is where I have a problem with Mike Stone. Not that because, he just, well, number one, he like I say, he broke up their marriage, but he's not a stupid guy by any means.
Right.
You can't, he knew what was going on.
Right.
And he got in the middle of that.
Right.
He took advantage of it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, Priscilla back then, I mean, she's always been a beautiful woman, but back then she was, forget it. You had to use all kinds of restraint to not go after her.
Right.
But out of respect for Elvis, Mike Stone was friends with Elvis before Priscilla,
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep going on that, but I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've read loads of stuff. They weren't friends. He knew they had met. Even if you listen to Mike Stone's interviews, they had met 4 or 5 times. Never friends. Never friends. But let's just keep going, guys.
Geez, Elvis is my friend. You have time to go home at night and think about this. Geez, we're flirting back and forth, but should I jump into it with her, or should I back off? Being a good person, you would say, you know what, Elvis is my friend.
Yeah.
There's obviously stuff going on there. Maybe I'm in love with her a little bit, but I can't get in the middle of that. I can't. And but he did. He took. I don't care what you want.
So let's pause it. Now remember, we've done our research on this particular topic. Priscilla definitely made a beeline for Mike Stone. Mike Stone has admitted it quite a few times. Priscilla made up her mind. She was having Mike Stone. There was no middle ground. She was going to get her man. And like these gentlemen say, she was a stunning beauty. She was a very sexy, beautiful girl, especially in 1970. Yeah. So most men couldn't resist Priscilla, I would say. Yeah. Even married men. So now remember, we have to work into this, that we have to remember Mike Stone was married. His wife was pregnant. He had a little girl, 3-4 years old. Yeah. Of course, Priscilla is married. They have Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie at this point is probably about 3 years old. But remember, Priscilla has already been caught being unfaithful. Elvis gave her a second chance. She's admitted the unfaithfulness in her book, Elvis and Me, on page 262 of Elvis and Me, the book. Now, remember, Elvis and Priscilla, like these gentlemen said, are more or less living open relationships and a fake marriage. So let's keep going, guys.
Yeah.
he knew what he was doing, and he took advantage of that situation, which, was wrong. Completely wrong. Priscilla was in a very vulnerable state at that point.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, I mean, somebody may feel different, but I think...
Right, hang on. I'll just quickly comment on that section. Right, now, 100% what they're saying, yeah, Mike Stone's out of order. Big time. He's out of order, yeah? He's breaking up his own family, his pregnant wife. He's married to Francis Stone. He's got a little girl. Now, calling Priscilla vulnerable, I don't see how. There's no way I would say Priscilla was vulnerable. No way. I would say Priscilla had a game plan. I would say, if you go by Mike Stone's interview on how they met and how she approached him, it's very clear. There's two very recent interviews that really break down just how Priscilla made a beeline for Mike Stone, and he was her target and he was her way out. Okay, guys? So there's no way I would call Priscilla vulnerable. If anything, the opposite. Priscilla had a lot to gain by leaving Elvis, a lot. But the damage caused by Priscilla taking Lisa away from her father, Elvis, living with a complete stranger, Mike Stone, also seeing Mike Stone secretly behind Elvis's back for a year, and then at the end of that year demanding a divorce. Elvis didn't have a choice. She was going to have a divorce. Yeah. So let's keep going, guys.
Take advantage of that. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. I never really got much into Mike Stone other than what I'd read and what I heard, and I just never really had much of an impression of a person that was a friend of somebody to go out and, he was cheating on Elvis in my terms, as friendship. So I never really had any kind of respect for him as a person. But, once again, to me, it just all boils down to, that's all to me was between Elvis, Priscilla, and Mike Stone. And, it looks like now that, in a period of time, I think he just wrote a book not long ago too, setting the record straight or something like that. I think it wasn't that him, Mike Stone, and books that I will not read. I don't really care to read because I don't want to read that. It's for the other channels that like to harp on the.
So I'll just jump in. So now I can tell these guys are not keen on Mike Stone. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I've watched a lot of Mike Stone interviews, and he's a bloody idiot. He's a flipping idiot, in my English words. Yeah. And his excuses for the relationship with Priscilla, bearing in mind he was married with a pregnant wife who had a 3-year-old kid, his excuses to try and make it sound okay that him and Priscilla had this relationship, because ultimately Mike Stone had to give in, didn't he? He had to go, yes, I'll get naked. Yes, we can have sex. Yeah? His excuse to do that is deplorable. Yeah, he should be ashamed of himself. I'm disgusted what Mike Stone did. I'm disgusted how bad his excuses are. And years later, he's shown his true colors by bringing out this stupid book. And the book is basically named after Priscilla and Lisa. Yeah, it's disgusting. Even if it's only 1 or 2 chapters of the book that talks about Lisa and Priscilla, it's disgusting. 2 families were wrecked. Mike Stone's family with Francis Stone, his pregnant baby, in his wife's, the unborn child, the 3-year-old kid is the little girl. Then you've got poor Lisa Marie dragged away from her home and her father. The whole thing is disgusting. At the very least, Mike Stone should massively apologize. Massively apologize. Hi, Ayisa. Hi, Lorna. Hi, Karen. So the point is, guys, there's no defending Mike Stone. He's a flipping idiot. Yeah. I'm disgusted in his behavior. But let's keep going, guys.
Yeah. The thing of it is, too, now, does he have the right? If this is something that belonged to Priscilla, does he have the right to put it up for auction?
Yeah.
Does he have the right? Now, there's the saying, possession is 9/10 of the law. But morally, this is still probably Priscilla's stuff because they were living together, right?
But EP also owns the image of Elvis, no matter where it's at.
That's true. That's true. But there's that, and then also, morally, I mean, you just you're in possession of it doesn't give you the right to sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't heard any comments I haven't heard anything come out of the Priscilla side about the video or anything like that.
No, I haven't heard anything either.
I don't know, but
as
far as the video is concerned, based upon what you and I have talked about, we looked at, I personally have no doubt it's real. I think I definitely think it's authentic. It's like I showed you the video of it fast, slow. So let's take a look at it real quick in a slow motion. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Right. Obviously, that's a different thing. That then goes on to this video footage. This video that Mike Stone's trying to auction. We don't really know how he got hold of it. There is a post here that I'm going to read in a sec about that video, talking about how he found these tapes. I'm trying to remember the year of the. I'm trying to remember the year of the. The new tapes. Let me just shut it. Oops, daisy, right. Okay. Right, otherwise you're going to hear the kids screaming and shouting. So I want to read 1971. I think we are going to play that tape. But before we do, a couple of things. I want to read the comment that was sent to me by those two guys. I just want the two guys to know that I have no beef with them. I just stumbled across that video by mistake. I thought we'd use our channel, Team Elvis, to just sort of give it a once over and review it, chat about it, give the subscribers a chance to just give it a look over. So this is the message I received, which I did find quite a little bit rude, a bit blunt. Unfortunately, I'm starting to it's becoming a bit of a habit on YouTube. Some people just have no manners. Yeah. But we're on YouTube, we're a public channel, so I will stay well-mannered. Right, so let's read the comment. Let's have a look. Now, I did delete it from my YouTube channel because I just don't like rude comments on my YouTube videos. I like to keep the comments friendly. Yeah, so I do delete. Just so you know, guys, let's have a look. Let's see if it will focus. There we go. Right, so Elvis, for the record, but they're actually called Elvis Story. I appreciate you playing our video, but I never said that Elvis broke up the marriage. I was referenced to Mike Stone, but you chose not to hear that. Also, we're not blaming one particular person, nor were we taking sides. When it came to Elvis and Priscilla's marriage troubles, you chose to hear what you wanted to hear on the video and spun it your way. Twisting people's words to hear what you only want to hear in order to make people look bad on the video is not professional at all. You said you didn't watch our video beforehand, but maybe you should have this way so you can get your facts straight. That's I have no idea what they're talking about. Honestly, I have no idea what they're talking about. I know that we posted that video. You guys came in and commented. I'm going to read some of your comments. But I'd still like to keep things nice and friendly. But right, let's see if we can find the video. Should we do that? I've got so many videos on it. Right, let's have a look. Now, the whole point of what we do here is to defend Elvis, defend Priscilla. I'm sorry. not defend Priscilla, to defend Elvis and his bloodline. That's why we're here. We do loads of Elvis related topics, but most of the time we're defending Elvis and the bloodline. So I definitely meant nothing negative to those gentlemen and their channel. Definitely 100%. I would never be rude. Those two guys, I don't know who they are. I would never be rude to them. Never. I would never be rude to them. Never, 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 never. And I won't be rude now. But what I will do is read your comments on that video. I just think manners cost nothing, innit, guys? Manners cost nothing. Right. I was brought up to have good manners. Big time. A very important part of my life. I would actually say a big part of the success of my life was having good manners. Yeah. Anyway, let's just get the video up, and we're going to read some comments so we can try and understand why, because these guys are upset, aren't they? So let's try and understand it. Right. Got to find the bloody video now. Right. Right. Okay. Now I stumbled across the video. We've more or less just watched the same thing, but I'm going to play a bit more of it. So the video, I'll just read the comments on the video. Hi, Louis. These two guys come across to me that they haven't researched any of this. Sorry, but we're not the idiots here at all. We would have never said Elvis was an angel. I've always said I won't whitewash Elvis. I have always said that. Let's have a look. I've always said we won't whitewash Elvis. I know Elvis made mistakes. I know Elvis was also unfaithful. Yeah. We have never. Right, Elvis. Let's have a look. So this is Kate's comment. Yeah. Hi, Kate. Elvis and Lisa Marie forever. Yeah. We have never said Elvis was an angel and completely innocent, because he wasn't. He was a human. But for them to say Priscilla was taken advantage of, on the contrary. Right, Tino, where are you? Where are you? Because you're speaking very loud. I can hear you. All right, he's in the toilet. Right, do you want me to sort you out? All right. The mum's there. Right. Yeah, they're okay, as long as they're fine. Yeah, but you sort that out, then go. It's only going to take a minute. Right. As you know, we're at home and the kids are in bed. Not. Where are we? So this is the right. Right. Let me just. Right. She wasn't in. Right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to fumble my words here. Priscilla was taken advantage of. On the contrary, this is the usual story of Priscilla being a victim. She wasn't in any cage or a prisoner. How did she manage to have two affairs that we know of? It? Yeah, go on, mate. Have one. Is there any left? Let's just let my family do their thing. Go on then, go and grab one. Bring it over here, I'll open it for you. All right, let me have a look. 1 second. Are you sure there's any left?
Yeah. We have this pen in the bottom of the fridge.
Right here, mate. There you are. You want banana? All right, you just turn it down, please. Yeah, here's your banana. Here. Here. There you are, mate. Right, just turn it down a bit, please. You want to play? Right, you just turn it down as well, please. Thank you. Fantastico, fantastico. Hey, there you are, mate. Woo. Right, so just so you know, guys, what time is it here in the UK? It's nearly 8 o'clock. Let's carry on with this comment. So, how did she manage to have two affairs that we know of? If she was a prisoner and if they had done any research, why didn't they mention Priscilla's affair weeks after Lisa Marie's birth? That's shocking to most people. Would they accept that in their relationships? The way Mike Stone talks, you would think they did nothing at all. It was their fault what happened. It was Elvis's fault. I wonder if any of them have read the Lisa Marie book. Okay, that's so then we've got Ray Carter. Hi, Ray. I really enjoyed both you and Elvis Stories content. So he's praising Elvis Stories channel. Guys, check it out. You guys both had channels around 2 years now, and you both do a good job. I will reshare this. Oh, thank you. I mean, I watched the video. I didn't think it was that bad, actually. I'm actually surprised these guys are upset about it. I'm not really sure why they are, but I keep going. Let's have a look. Let me just let's pause it a minute. All right, I've deleted a few of the comments. There we go. Right, so this is Joanne. The two commentators in the video I do not agree with. They appear to be making excuses for Priscilla. I thought that at first. But they do, in fairness, they do start speaking about Mike Stone in a negative way, which is what he deserves. Yeah. She planned to get Mike Stone and chased after him, even though she knew he was married, a married man with a family. She even told him that she had been attracted to him from the first time that she saw him in Hawaii in 1968, which we know about, guys, don't we? Yeah. Don't forget this. She had spotted Mike Stone years earlier, I think when they were on their second honeymoon. Yeah. Just after her unfaithfulness. Yeah. For all the mental strength that it takes to be a karate champion, he essentially is a weak man with no morals who instead of, no, quiet, Tina. So instead of admit, yes.
I don't know if I'm gonna win.
Oh, you're gonna win. You win everything.
Sometimes I don't.
Oh, you got to do the magic. You got to say you've already won. Abracadabra, Shazam.
Shazam.
Say Shazam.
Shazam.
See, he knows magic. Right. For all the mental strength it takes to be a karate champion, he is essentially a weak man with no morals. I agree. Who instead of admitting he did wrong, says he should look to ourselves for our own behavior. I know, I've heard these feeble excuses that he makes in his interviews. They are ridiculous. Does anyone fall for it? He says that living in Graceland was a dungeon for Priscilla. I know she says that. She definitely talks about Graceland as if it was a prison, when the truth is Priscilla moved from a very humble existence in Germany, probably a 2 or 3 bedroom house, to paradise in Graceland. That's the life that Priscilla moved to. And luckily for her, Elvis allowed it to happen. And it does sound like she pestered Elvis for years. Don't forget, Elvis didn't speak to her for 2 years after he briefly met her in Germany in 1959. So she begged to go and live at Graceland. And even at first, she didn't live there. She had a few short holidays there. Eventually, when she was nearly 18, she moved to Graceland, which is now the so-called dungeon, the prisoner. Guys, if anyone here believes for a second that Priscilla was in a prison or a dungeon, they are in cuckoo land. Because she moved to a life of paradise. Yeah? Right. Have a look. I also have, remember I'm doing a live. You promised me you're going to be quiet. Right, I want the phone then.
No,
Pass it here.
but I knew.
Pass it here then.
No.
He's so cheeky. He's like a monkey. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Right. He says that living at Graceland was a dungeon for Priscilla, and he only knows the garbage that she told him as he wasn't there. I didn't hear him say that. Okay. I also have also harbored doubts about his and her timeline, as I believe their affair may have begun much earlier than 71. I do as well. The research I've done is I think it went on through 1970. I really do, 1970. Okay. So thank you for that comment. That was Joanne. And then it says the two guys in the video who need to do more research. This is Josie Jones. This is a comment from Josie Jones. The two guys in the video who need to do more research, they don't know the whole story. They just talk about Mike Stone, not Stephen Peck, the dance instructor. And didn't Prissy move to Germany 2 months before Elvis had to go home? I think it was 6 months. Yeah. But don't forget, Elvis was seeing other people. Elvis had other girls. Priscilla wasn't Elvis's girlfriend. Yeah, they had a brief friendship. I do think they got friendly and close. There was no sex. No sex. Now, I will say this. A lot of the stuff that has been put in the book Elvis and Me, I don't believe. I just don't believe it. I think the book Elvis and Me, it was a made-up book to try and get the public to feel sorry for Priscilla. The book Elvis and Me. Yeah? So I think that's all the comments, guys. Anyway, I just want to say that I would, I'm sure this Elvis Story channel is good. I'm sure these guys are good guys. I definitely didn't make this video to wind them up. Yeah. I wish them well. I hope the channel, I'm sure their channel is great. And I'll just say, yes, my lovely boy.
I died.
Oh, you poor thing.
He died.
He died on his game. How are we going to... Oh, my God, what are we going to do? Right, let me speak now. You got to be quiet. Right, so Lily. Hi, Lily. So I think I will go on to play the footage that shows that video, because I'm just interested, again, in your opinion on it, whether or not you believe that the video is real. But can I just say this to Elvis Story? Guys, I'm very friendly. I definitely don't mean to badmouth you guys at all. We were just reviewing your video with Team Elvis. We have a member here. We are Team Elvis here, and we work together. So we watch lots of different footage of different things, and together we give our views. We try and be respectful and friendly. And guys, if you're going to comment on my video, can we just keep it polite and friendly? Guys, we can at least do that. Come on, we can at least do that. So if I've upset you in any way, I apologize. I don't mean to upset you guys. Yeah, it's just friendly banter. Let's not take it too seriously. But okay, right. So I do think I'd like to play their coverage of I've got it anyway. The newfound footage. Just so you know, this is the name of the guy's channel. Please go over and subscribe to them. I'm sure it's very interesting. A great channel. And that's it. So let's just I've got to find the one I was playing now. Right, here we go.
Certain spots.
So I think.
So you got to leave.
So I think they go on to review this brand new video footage that has been found that Mike Stone is auctioning. I don't know the backstory of it. I was sent something about it, so I'll try and find that after. But we'll play this first, okay, guys?
We'll come back to that. So you can tell real close up here. Well, I'll show you some stills, but there's no doubt that's Lisa. The face is just so recognizable. Okay, right. So you got Lisa, and we're gonna dissect that shirt there, and there's no doubt that that's Priscilla.
There's no doubt about that.
So here it is again. Repeat. That's Elvis. That's Lisa Marie. They're coming around, but if you watch the walk of Elvis right there, I want to back it up just a hair. He's got that certain walk, like when he's on stage. Watch him. He just got that strut. He's got his, there was something I read one time that Elvis was up at Vail skiing, and he had the mask on, he had the coat on. People knew that Elvis was there, but they knew who he was by his walk.
You can tell by the
Yeah. So that's the move. That's the thing in slow motion. Now, here's some stills from it that I took. So there's the shirt. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. But looking over the left, that's Priscilla, no doubt.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, and then you've got I got to lock you in there. So, oops, sorry. Hi, Rich. So there's Lisa Marie, no doubt. That's the shirt again. And there's the pitch. There's Elvis. Sunglasses, hairstyle, everything about him. The only thing I thought, and I'm sure it's just the angle, but his face looks a little puffy there. But you know what? Film always has.
Yeah, it looks a little. Yeah.
Well, you know that chest, that armoire stereo cannon there. I've seen that before in pictures of Graceland.
That's definitely the house.
Yeah, so it's the house. When he walks around that corner, let's go back to slide. The video. Let me go back to the video real quick. So that's regular speed there. So this video, right there. That's the staircase going up. That's the door that's going back. That's the staircase going upstairs from the front door.
That's where his mother's room was, right?
Right there. She's coming around. That's familiar right there. There's that. There's the
curtains in the piano room.
Yep. The carpet's that white carpet. You had that white carpet in that house.
How could you? That's the thing. This is how we know it's true. How could you stage all of these things? You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Yeah. You can tell that.
So that's it, guys. Now, I'm just Elvis story. Very grateful that we've used a bit of your footage. I actually quite enjoy your coverage of, because I know it's a very short clip, isn't it? I mean, it's all over YouTube. There's thousands of people showing that clip. But I like the way you break it down, you freeze frame it, and you zoom in. I don't agree that his face is a bit puffy. I think Elvis then, isn't that around 1970? He wasn't puffy at all in 1970. But I did take a still. Someone sent me something through, a statement from Mike Stone. Right, let's see if I can find it. Tino, quiet. My God, you're so annoying. Give me the phone back. No. So this is the name of the... Right, so there's one bit I can show you guys. This is the name of the book that Mike Stone, 3 to 4 months ago, said he was never going to make a book about Priscilla or Lisa, that it may only have a small section in it that mentions Priscilla and Lisa, but that Mike Stone's book was going to be about his life. Yes, Mike Stone's book was going to be about his life. Now, look, guys. This is Mike Stone's book that was going to be about his life. My time with Priscilla and Lisa Presley. Right, right, and being right. No, I want to breathe. Little monkey. Right, there you go. She's going to be here. There you go. Right, so remember, Mike Stone, 3 months earlier, was going to write a book about his life, just his life, hardly mention Lisa and Priscilla. Now, this is the name of the book. Mike Stone, My Life, My Time, shall I say, with Priscilla and Lisa Marie. Look at the picture. Elvis after the divorce of the century. Elvis after the divorce of the century. This is the Mike Stone that if you go on and watch his interview with, I think it was the Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel. You can find it on YouTube. Elvis the Ultimate Fan did an interview with Mike Stone, I think only months ago, 3 months, I think around that. Mike Stone clearly says, I'm not going to, the book's going to be about my life, and what I went through, my struggles. I will hardly mention Priscilla and Lisa. There is your hardly mention. Look, that is your hardly mention, guys. What do you think about Mike Stone's new book that hardly mentions Lisa and Priscilla, that is called Elvis After the Divorce of the Century, Mike Stone, My Time with Priscilla and Lisa Marie Presley. What do you think, guys? Do you think that he doesn't want to make money off Lisa and Priscilla? What do you think, guys? Honest opinions. They did deserve each other. You're right, Lily. Right, okay. So now I'm going to read his thing. Now, this is off Mike Stone's Facebook. I'll just let it there for a second so you, in case you want to freeze frame it. I'll read it. Okay, guys? Aloha from Mike Stone. And his name isn't even Mike Stone. It's Mike Stone Karate. Mike Stone Karate. He's even changed his name to Mike Stone Karate. I'm surprised his name isn't Mike Stone Presley. Or he could have called his name Mike Stone, Priscilla and Lisa. Isn't it? Mike Stone, Priscilla. Mike Stone, if you're listening, if you're watching us now, why not change your name to Mike Stone Presley? Isn't it? Why not? You can make some money. Coin it in, my friend. Aloha, friends. It's a lovely day in paradise because another book has been completed and is available now on Amazon Books, on Kindle, and very soon paperback. We may even do an audio version. Right, you can get Priscilla to do the audio, isn't it? Your audio version. Get Priscilla to do it. Louis would have been the best friends Elvis could have had. It's a shame they did not meet. Yes, Lily, I'd love to have. Loved, and I would have been a loyal friend because I'm loyal. Completely loyal. Right. My Time with Priscilla and Lisa Marie Presley is one-of-a-kind narrative that I was compelled to pen. It's not just another celebrity encounter, but a personal odyssey of love, hope, challenges and changes that we navigated over our extraordinary 4 years. Now remember, Priscilla dumped him like a rock. She threw him off the pier, guys. She used him, abused him, and then dropped him like he was zero. Like a zero. And I'll be honest with you, Mike, in case you're watching my video, the way that you betrayed your wife, your pregnant wife, your daughter who was 3 or 4 years old, your little girl, you are a zero. Sorry, my friend. It's disgusting. Disgusting. And you have never apologized for it. You make excuses for it to make it sound okay, using the law of attraction. The law. Do any of you guys know what the law of attraction is? It's an excuse. It's an excuse. That's what it is. Mike Stone's excuse. Right. Let's have a look. This book is not a tabloid rag one might pick up at the checkout counter of your local supermarket. This is a story of love. Now, come on, guys. Oh, God. It's difficult for me, guys. It's difficult. This is a story of love. Now, let me give you an example. I have 5 children with my wife. I have 5 children. I love my wife more than anything. Now imagine if I ran off with another woman. Is that a story of love? Is that a story of love? I've decided to leave my wife, leave the kids, run off with another woman, maybe have more children. Is that a story of love? No. It's a story of betrayal. This relationship between Priscilla and Mike Stone is betrayal. They committed a sin. The damage they did to Lisa Marie, to Elvis. I know this is a serious video, guys, but it's the truth. The damage they did to Francis Stone unborn baby, and Francis Stone daughter is immeasurable. Immeasurable. Now, normally people, they get older, 10, 20 years pass, 30 years pass, and they have regret. They regret their behavior. They regret their decisions, the damage they've done in their lives, the wrongdoing in their lives. Now, you listen to Mike Stone getting interviewed. He never, ever admits wrongdoing, ever. He makes excuses for it. You listen to Priscilla getting interviewed, guys. Tell me if you agree or not. You listen to Priscilla. She never admits wrongdoing. Never. She'll say things like, oh, I wasn't ready, or I feel like I lost myself. I felt like a prisoner and I was controlled. And I think one of the comments she says is like, I wasn't going to stick with the program. Does any of you watch that interview? I wasn't going to stick with the program anymore. You know, I knew what I was getting into, but then I changed my mind. Priscilla, again, has never admitted wrongdoing, has never apologized for her disgusting behavior with Mike Stone and her disgusting behavior with Lisa Marie. In it, guys, let's be straight. The book From Here to the Great Unknown has clearly shown that Priscilla, her wrongdoing was aimed also at Lisa Marie. Priscilla did a lot of damage, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. Priscilla did a lot of damage to Lisa Marie Presley in so many ways. And now she then, once Lisa Marie died, God rest her soul, and we miss Lisa Marie so much, and we want justice for Lisa Marie because we know that Priscilla was around when Lisa Marie allegedly was being abused by Michael Edwards for entertainment purposes, just opinions. Never any admission of wrongdoing from Priscilla or Mike Stone. Never. Nothing. No apology. No backtracking with regret. They just get on with their lives, release books, carry on trying to make more money, whether it be Mike Stone's new book or the new book that has been announced by Priscilla that supposedly is coming out next year. Never admission of wrongdoing or apologies. No regrets, none of that. And even at the Graceland book signing that I feel Priscilla stormed into, Riley Keough's book signing tour, she used it as an excuse to run down Lisa Marie, to slag off Michael Jackson in front of his goddaughter, Nicole Richie. She used the book signing as an excuse to try and minimize the damage done by the book From Here to the Great Unknown, because we all know that the book that Lisa did with her own words on tape that Riley Keough finished, we all know that the book From Here to the Great Unknown massively damaged Priscilla. Now, unfortunately, it feels like it's being swept under the carpet and almost forgotten, even though that book isn't even a month old, is it? For some reason, Priscilla is getting away with murder, literally getting away with murder, and I don't understand it. So all we can do is keep bringing up the book From Here to the Great Unknown. Anyway, let's keep reading this statement from Mike Stone, yeah, the so-called champion. The book is not a tabloid rag one might pick up the checkout counter of your local supermarket. This is a story about love. No, it isn't. This is a story of betrayal, immoral conduct, child abuse. More than one child. More than one child. I see there was 3 childs involved in this. Lisa Marie, Frances Stone child, she had a small daughter and the unborn baby. 3 kids. Hope, challenges and changes that you may find some joy and inspiration. So we are going to find joy and inspiration looking at the horrific breakdown of the marriage between Elvis and Priscilla and Frances Stone and their children Remember, Priscilla demanded the divorce. Elvis didn't have a choice. Priscilla demanded the divorce. She made a beeline for Mike Stone. She made the move. She had the secret affair for a year with Mike Stone. It wasn't the other way around. Elvis tried to do the right thing. He got engaged. He got her pregnant. He got married. Elvis did the right thing. He committed. He got on with it. Under pressure. Elvis didn't want to get married. He wasn't ready to get married, but he did it. He fulfilled his promise. I am privileged to have shared the unique phase of my life with two remarkable women. I have to repeat this, guys. I am Mike Stone saying this. I am privileged to have shared the unique phase of my life with two remarkable women. Now remember, these two remarkable women was Elvis's wife, Elvis's daughter. I'm going to say it again because to really dig the point. I am privileged to have shared the unique phase of my life with two remarkable women. It should have been Elvis saying that, not Mike Stone. You get what I'm saying, don't you, guys? You get what I'm saying, don't you? Yeah? It's disgusting. I am pleased I shared my life with two women. One was Elvis's daughter. One was Elvis's wife. Oh, and I casted off Frances Stone, my wife, who was pregnant and also had a 3-4-year-old girl. Where's that bit? Why isn't that bit mentioned? Why isn't Mike Stone mentioning, oh, by the way, whilst I had this so-called, how does he word it? The story about love. Whilst he's having his story about love, why is there no mention of Frances Stone, his pregnant wife, and his little 3-4-year-old girl? No mention of that. I'll keep going, guys. I am privileged. Right, let me just let someone in. Right, come on. Right, come on. Right, come on. Come on. No, she does stop it. She just wants a bit of acknowledgement. Right, I'm just reading the rest of this little statement, guys. Okay, right. I'm going to read your comments in a sec. I just want to read the rest of this. I am privileged to have shared the unique phase of my life with two remarkable women, Priscilla and Lisa Marie Presley. The 4-year journey has been a springboard of profound personal growth and transformation, a testament to the power of hope and inspiration. I'm going to read that bit again because it's just laughable. I am privileged to have shared, I can't stop laughing, it's that ridiculous. I am privileged to have shared the unique phase of my life with two remarkable women, Priscilla and Lisa Marie Presley. This 4-year journey has been a springboard of profound personal growth and transformation, a testament to the power of hope and inspiration. With Elvis's wife, with Elvis's daughter. For many of my friends who read this, you will recognize me immediately. Many who think that they know who I am may be surprised and come away with a deeper appreciation of themselves and the choices and relationships that they have experienced. This book celebrates not fear nor hate. It's about a brief journey filled with all the emotions of life. All the emotions life offers and the personal transformations that we experience together. It's a story of hope and inspiration that I'm excited to share with you. Right, now let's just break that down a little bit. First of all, do you think anyone would know who Mike Stone is if he hadn't been the man that Priscilla left Elvis for. I'm asking you this, guys. Do any of you think that 50 years after, more than 50 years after that affair, that Mike Stone would be known if he hadn't have had the affair with Priscilla? I'm asking, that's the question I'm asking you guys. Do any of you think Mike Stone would be famous today in 2024 if he had not had an affair with Priscilla? Mike Stone, who was a karate champion in 1970, yeah? Would anyone know who he is? I know he was a karate champion in 1970. If he had not had the affair with Priscilla, would anyone know who he is? That Mike Stone, the karate champion. I'm reading your answers, guys. I'm telling you now, just my normal common sense tells me.
Hey, Mama! Can you put it up? Excuse me.
Just 1 second, guys. Now, you know, my normal common sense tells me, guys, that if Mike Stone had not had his affair with Priscilla, within 5 years he would be unknown. Okay, let's stretch it. 10 years. Within 10 years he would be unknown. No one would know the name Mike Stone. The only reason that Mike Stone is remembered in 2024, more than 50 years after the affair happened, is because it was with Elvis's wife Priscilla. Because it was with Elvis's wife Priscilla. No other reason. No other reason. Exactly. That's right, Linda. And that's why this book can be written, because I asked the same. I asked another question. Mike Stone's written a book. Would anyone, if Mike Stone had not had the affair with Priscilla, would he be able to write a book about his life? Another question, guys. Karen, you're so right. Karen, thank you. I'm going to ask it again. If Mike Stone had not met Priscilla, if Priscilla had not pursued him the way she did, would he be able to write a book about his life in karate over 50 years later? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think people would have forgotten him around 1980. Around 1980. Yeah? How many karate champions? Remember, it's not Bruce Lee. Yeah? It's not Chuck Norris. This is Mike Stone. How many karate champions 50 years later can write a book about their lives? Like Karen said, it was the link with Priscilla, the link to Elvis. It's always that. So then he ends it by saying, life is about choices and experiences. Their results, let's have a look. Their results, outcomes, and consequences. So I'll say it again. So this is the excuse. This is the excuse, yeah? Life is about choices and experiences, their results, outcomes, and consequences. The bottom line is having the courage and discipline to accept 100% responsibility for the consequences of your choices, actions. Just excuses, guys. That is just excuses. Okay, guys, I'm going to read your comments, then I'm going to bed because I'm knackered. So what's that? Notice if you have son, be careful what you're doing. You don't want his mummy. Let's have a look. So I'm just going back through your comments, guys. As Clayton says, as long as you're still married, you have an oath to remain loyal to your spouse no matter how you feel. I agree with that. So Karen says, Priscilla knew exactly what she was doing by befriending Mike Stone. I've always thought it was a way out. I've always thought it was a way out. So Gio says, Louis, I saw a video yesterday of Elvis introduced Mike Stone during a show before he found out about him. Yeah, I know that I know that they've met. Mike Stone says it. They've met 5 times. I know they've met, but they were not friends. They were not friends. But obviously, because Mike Stone's in the karate world, Elvis looked up to Mike Stone because he was a champion at the time. So Lily says, my husband of 26 years did the same and left me and our 3 children for a younger childless woman. Such a betrayal. It's just, oh, Lily. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. And do they ever apologize? Because they should. I think if people make serious mistakes in their life, they should apologize at least, if not at the time, years later. People, I like to think that people, if they have regrets, apologize for them. You know, sometimes you get bullies at school, don't you? And then years later, they want to apologize. You know, you would expect that. You would hope for that. One of the gold rings in the auction is from a family man who said that Ellis loved and he was wearing. Elvis got it to him. Such a lovely man. I wish he married him. So I'm sorry, I'm in short, Louis. I'm being straight. Do you know why I'm being so straight in this video? Because I just feel that sometimes we can be a bit too soft. I think sometimes we've got to defend ourselves. We're called defending Elvis Presley. Sometimes I think Team Elvis have to sort of have a bit of backbone. And this is what we're doing in this video. Yeah. Well, Karen, you're very kind to me. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Deborah. So I'm just going through your comments. So guys, so someone who can treat a partner in this way will never apologize if they were sort of who would feel sad and remorseful. They would have a conscience and never leave. Do you know what? How can I say? I've always thought that the basis of life, I'm on about how our day-to-day existence with people, is always about having good manners. Always thought that. When people say to me, why did you do well in business? Yeah. There's 2 reasons. One, because I took a chance. Yeah, I stuck my neck out. Number 2 was because of good manners. When your customers come in and you greet them with respect and kindness and you show good manners, they want to come back. They come back again. 2 things, guys: taking a chance, having good manners. And I apply that to YouTube. Now, that YouTube channel, Elvis Story, yeah, I haven't been rude to them. But the comment that he sent me was very rude. Yeah. And all I'm saying, guys, is that we can be nice, can't we? We can be nice. We can be friendly, show good manners, show respect. And I'm sure the channel's a great channel. Yeah. And but I just think I get disappointed in people. Obviously, we've been through an experience recently. And I just think, come on, guys. Manners cost nothing. Manners cost nothing. I agree. Now, you know, so obviously we've just had quite a heated discussion about Mike Stone. Now, I'm different when it comes to things like that, because I am so passionate and upset with how Priscilla and Mike Stone treated Lisa and Elvis, and then make excuses for it. A different side of me comes out, a side of me that wants to protect and defend. So I do have another side to me when it comes to defending Elvis's bloodline. Obviously, Lisa Marie Riley, Finley Harper. I have a different side to me that sort of says, no. Sometimes it's time to stand up for what is right. And I feel when I'm being slightly rude, when I'm talking about Priscilla or Mike Stone, I feel I'm doing it for the right reasons. I'm doing it for the right reasons. I won't be rude just for the sake of it. I won't just go, let's. Yeah. And we've had a big example of that recently, haven't we? Where just people are just blatantly rude for the sake of it. Yeah. I won't do that. I agree, Deborah. I just think that, come on, guys, we defend Elvis Presley, don't we? Together, Team Elvis, we come together every day. We defend Elvis Presley. Yeah. None of you guys are getting paid to defend Elvis. None of you. You're Elvis fans. We're Elvis fans. You're defending Elvis and Lisa, and ultimately Riley, Finley, and Harper, and Benjamin, and even Gladys and Vernon. You're defending the bloodline because you want to, because you love them, and you have a passion to defend them. None of you gain. None of you gain, do you? Is there one person here that gains by defending Elvis? There is not one person. Yeah, you do it. You do gain, but you gain here in your heart. You gain in your heart. You feel like you're doing the right thing. That's the gain. Yeah. So we come from a good place. We come from a place of kindness. I really think that. We want what's best for Elvis because we feel Elvis was mistreated. We want what's best for Lisa because we feel Lisa was mistreated. Now, Lisa reached out to us with the book From Here to the Great Unknown, which is unbelievable, isn't it, guys? You got Lisa Marie. Who'd have thought it, that Lisa Marie, before she died, had made these 16 tapes, pouring out her heart, and in those tapes included all the wrongdoing that happened to her. We've got those tapes. Riley put those tapes into a book. And because of it, we know the truth. We know the truth. So we can stand loud and proud and defend the bloodline with facts, with truth. The book From Here to the Great Unknown. So I would say that that book should have been Priscilla's worst nightmare. Unfortunately, it hasn't been, has it? Because she's played it down. So we're just going to have to keep badgering and keep pushing and just keep that book out there and just hope that we get a result and hope that eventually this wrongdoing from this alleged wrongdoing from Michael Edwards gets sorted, that Priscilla's terrible parenting gets sorted. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to have to go. I know it's quite a serious live stream tonight. I just want to say one last, if I upset that YouTube channel, Elvis Story, I apologize. I have no bad feeling with you. Send you love and best wishes. And your channel seems very good. So can we just stay friendly to each other? Can we stay well-mannered and polite? No rude comments, please. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. So we've done an hour and 15 minutes, guys, together. An hour and 15 minutes. Team Elvis, taking care of business. I send you all love. You know that we are a growing family. Any new people, you're very welcome. And guys, I'll be back in the morning. I am going to read some books. Today we had a non-reading day. Francis, I hope you're well. Today I had a non-reading day. No, Richie boy, it's fine. Richie boy, all is good. Richie boy, all is good. All of you, thank you so much for joining me. Every one of you, thank you very much. Take care, guys. All the best to you guys.